Yeah, it's written here. Let me open the screenshot. Let me scroll right. Here, work items. So, did you know that Atlassian is going to review its terminology, and specifically they are going to rename issues in Jira and replacing them in work items? That is a news recently published in this article in the Atlassian blog, and the reason is pretty simple. Jira was originally developed as a bug tracker designed to manage issues. So, but the product evolves and the terminology evolves as well, of course. So here they write, so going forward, instead of referring to your work as issues, Jira will call the different items you track exactly what they are, work. So at the beginning of this article, they define the context, and the context is work, and we all agree with this. We use Jira for managing and monitoring work activities. And below they write, they put in bold work item, which is the new term. So this decision is reasonable, is as reasonable as strong decision, because yeah, it's a matter of fact that the curious fact is that today, when I've read this news in LinkedIn post and LinkedIn comments, I noticed how many flavor, how many synonymous people have given to the Jira issues. So someone use tickets, some other ones use activities. In my company, for example, we use cards because we are used to manage the issues in a Scrum board like they were piece of paper, stickies, basically. And so, yeah, in front of a variety of terminology, changing this term and adopt another one is a very strong decision. And indeed, I think they collected a lot of feedback, and they have produced a list of frequently asked questions. Let's read some of them all together. Why not use a term like item, record, or activity? The answer: while these are all valid options, our research indicated that they can be ambiguous. So they made a research. They didn't publish the results of this research, so it's not a public research. The details of this research are unknown, but they think that these alternatives are ambiguous. And honestly, I agree that record, I mean, it's too much connected to database, and the risk would be to associate Jira to a database technology, which is not. Or activity recalls me a verb, so something to do, and actually what we manage, the issues are something that pass through workflow statuses, but they are not a verb, they are an item. For example, a bug is not an activity. The resolution of a bug is an activity. Indeed, the bug is a work item in a workflow of resolution. So I agree that activity is not suitable. Regarding item, with respect to the final decision, which is work item, is exactly the same, apart from the context they adopted. So item maybe is too much abstract, too much generic. the other, why not use a term like ticket? We conducted research with a diverse range of teams that had varying levels of technical knowledge. Although there were many common terms that teams used to describe their work, most were not broadly suitable. Based on the feedback we received, the work item was chosen as the most appropriate term for all teams. I don't agree. I dislike this answer. Basically, is not an answer. So the question is around the alternative around ticket, and they say no, it's not suitable. It's better work item, but yeah, they don't explain why. The same, they refer to a research which is a private and not public research. But anyway, I personally agree that ticket is not a good option because ticket is too much connected to a troubleshooting system, and I think that Atlassian has a different vision, a different long-term vision for Jira, which is more than a troubleshooting system. Can admin choose what term replace issue? Will this be a site or a project level setting? No, admins will not have the option to decide what term replace issue. Wow. Okay, we can refer to this answer as the power of saying no. And someone of you can reply that, this is an option if you are Atlassian or if you are a company with a capital of billions of dollars, you can say no to the customers. I don't agree with this statement. Actually, saying no to the customers is a strong decision at any level. There is no reason why you should say no to your customers if you are customer centric. So I think that behind this answer, this strong decision, there will be a stronger business motivation. It's not clear to me. But if you have an idea, please write something in the comments of this video. It will be interesting to share some opinion. Other questions: how does this change affect the Jira Cloud APIs? There are no changes to existing APIs. They will continue to function as usual with the term issue. New APIs will begin using the term work item. I don't agree with this decision. I think that in a few time this will result in a messy. We will have some APIs with issues, some other APIs with work items, and for all the users this will be understandable. But I make the shows of new users, they will not understand why sometimes there are APIs with issues and other APIs with work items. Honestly, if I were the CTO, I would opt to deprecate the existing APIs and creating a new version and spread the work items everywhere. For a backward compatibility matter, the previous API should be available, but honestly, I would tag them as deprecated. And what about the JQL and the existing filters? JQL clauses and existing filters will continue to support issue. We will introduce a new alias for work. Okay. Reasonable enough, since the JQL are stored in the database, and but the comments below are interesting, more interesting than the article itself. Let's read some comments together. If the term issue is being changed because it no longer accurately reflects how Jira is now being used, then it should be replaced with something even more inclusive on its current usage. Many use Jira issues to represent things that are not work, such as entities, objects, assets, clients, contacts, vendors, employees. These items have life cycles, statuses, and workflows that fit well within Jira functionality. Yet none of them are type of work. I don't agree with this. Why clients, employees, vendors are not connected to the work context? It's strange. Yet not okay. I feel the change is simply replacing one problematic term with another that is being pushed forward despite valid logical feedback. I don't agree with this comment. This is curious. Andrea says it's okay. Jira users are going to continue calling them Jira tickets no matter what the official name is. Okay, so that's true. Rodolfo Romero says, I want to add my voice to the comments from other people. Please, Atlassian, reconsider this decision. It's not aligned with the spirit of transparency and community that you are known for. The community has spoken, and you are unilaterally deciding to ignore it and not being transparent as to how you collect the data to make this decision. It's clear that you didn't collect it from the community. Okay, this is an interesting comment because it make emerge the power of community. So should a decision like this, decision belonging to the user base, or should it be led by the software house, by the product? So the answer should be, if this change is done for the users to be closer to the user terminology, why did they make a private research and not a public polling to poll the user opinions? Is it a matter of democracy, or the value of research done by people with expertise on this? And now it's time for a comment by Atlassian team member. Hi all, thanks for sharing your thoughts and feedback. I understand that there are some frustration with the direction chosen. Okay, so they admit that there is a direction. So Jira and Atlassian is not an open source community where everyone can give a vote. And I want to assure you that we have taken time to carefully consider customer feedback from various channels, including the discussion in the previous blog post. Okay, so probably they wrote another post that I didn't know to anticipate this decision, and they take care about the feedback collected there. Even if I would say that many times the reactions are negative reactions. It's an effect like the reviews for a Booking or Airbnb or TripAdvisor. So the comments you can read below are always negative, because who experience a negative who has a negative experience is more motivated to write something with respect to someone who agree and go ahead. Inside can many conversations. While this update does not address all concerns, our primary goal has always been to improve the overall experience for all users. Okay, and increase your business as well. This requires us to consider the broader use of Jira and its diverse user base. Okay, yeah, we understood the point, that is embrace the diversity of the user base. I know that many of you have been navigating issue terminology for years. Yeah, so they are saying you are complaining because it's a human resistance to the change, but they are saying that in an elegant way. However, our research indicates that these challenges are more acutely felt by newer users and those outside of product or software teams. We reviewed many of the alternative terms mentioned above, but they were often found to be too technical or ambiguous. Okay, but this answer, here we are not talking about if work items is better of tickets, if tickets is better than work items. I guess that the question is why didn't you evaluate to make customizable this term? I think this is the point raised by some users in the comments. So here there is no an answer about this. And I'm a product owner, and from a product owner point of view, I would have appreciated some motivations regarding why it's better that some foundational domain entities should have a standard and unified terminology in the software. We noticed that the long-term users typically adopt their own language when talking about how they work in Jira, and we expect this will continue. So they are aware that you can write issue, you can write work items there. The long-term users will continue to use their terminology. Looking ahead, our vision is to align with this behavior by more effectively integrating the terms used and minimizing the reliance on the single catch-all term. So it looks like that long-term users will continue to be users, and their highest priority at the moment is creating new users, increase the number of users with new users, and new users must be attracted with a correct terminology. So it looks like they are preferring to give something to the new users with respect to the long-term users, which are the users who complained in the comments. While this will not happen overnight, we hope this direction will eventually address some of the ongoing concerns that have been mentioned. Okay, so they say, okay, right now work item is the solution, but we are open in the future to reevaluate and consider given more consideration to your comments. This is a positive comment. I will input that I'm excited that Atlassian is moving away from the word issue. This has always carried a potentially negative connotation to me. I agree. I agree. As I first defined issue according to the PMI definition, it made me hesitant to ever use the word outside of our organization. It's not a good idea to say to the customers, I created an issue to develop this feature. Why did you open an issue to create a new feature? Okay, so this is the reason why maybe unconsciously we opted to use a ticket or card or activity. I think this will be a difficult change, but make Jira appeal to a broader audience or just allow a more generic term. Now I can use the word issue in a project sense, a problem that must be solved or a question that must be answered. Totally agree. Totally agree. And it's weird that there is only a positive feedback along this long list of negative feedback. Just changing into leaving a positive comment. Okay, another endorsement for the positive comment. I see the benefit in using the broader term work item to fit everyone working with Jira, and would suggest to read it as an item that requires work to be done. Yeah, that's the only definition for a work item. Or maybe even an item in the context of your work. Yeah, the same. Which is probably correct for 99% of users. Okay, yeah, this is correct, but even item without the prefix work should have fit with this definition. That said, I have yet to meet someone not talking about tickets with regard to Jira work items. I have a feeling that won't change because of this update, because it is, after all, only a textual change, and I can't really comprehend the passion with which some of the commenters here react to this update. Okay. This is the importance about the terminology. For some people, terminology, but not only for some people, terminology is definitely definitely important point. There is a reason why many books start with terminology, or many papers start with a terminology section at the beginning, because once established the terminology, what follows is always a reference to the common established terminology. We all agree. That's it. Let me know in the comments what you think about, and what you think about the question, should a product impose a standard terminology, or should a product adopt the terminology established by the customers? See you. Bye.